If you're in the market for a new home, this one decision could cost or save you tens of thousands of dollars. Here's where I break down spec home versus built to order. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Derek Cruz with Cruz Team Realty, local real estate agent here in the Inland Empire. And I do this type of content every week. I help people make smart decisions about new home communities here. Every week within the Inland Empire, I highlight new home communities. I talk about the different incentives that they have out here. And it's all within the Menifee, Winchester, Temecula, and surrounding areas. So if you guys like this kind of content, make sure that you subscribe, that you comment, hit the notification bell, and this way I can continue to bring you videos like this. Now, let's get back to it. What is the difference between a spec home and a build-to-order home? We are going to head into one of these properties right here, and I'm going to show you what a spec home is first. Okay, so spec home essentially means it is a home that is complete. It is a home that the builder has built to fruition. There's really nothing left to do, and they've spec'd it out with all of the options already. So typically there's going to be a timeline associated with this home. Hello, nobody's here yet, right? So typically there's going to be a timeline associated with these spec homes in that you will need to close within 30 days or 45 days or sometimes even sooner than that, okay? And along with that, you will have certain incentives that are going to be tied to it that are not going to be tied to some build to order home. Okay, what am I talking about? Well, for example, we are inside of a spec home right now. You can see that this home is pretty much a quick move-in home, is what they call it. This particular spec home would not normally come with the refrigerator, and then on the upstairs we have the washer and the dryer. It would not normally come with that either. You would have to normally pay extra for that. And then the other thing too is that on this particular home, the solar, normally you would have to lease the solar, but in this particular spec home, because it's a quick move-in, they're including the solar as paid off into the price of the home that they're asking for the home, okay? And essentially what they're doing is they are removing it from the price of the home, so you're really not gonna be paying for it. So these spec homes really are where you're gonna be able to get your leverage. That's really, if you're looking for a deal, okay, in new homes, the spec homes are where you're going to be getting your deals. Keep in mind that the builders don't like to advertise price drops. You know, they would much rather give you an incentive. They would much rather give you things like appliances, closing cost incentives, even a rate buy down, rather than actually taking it off of the base price. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. This particular home here is going to come with the blinds. You can see that everything is done in this particular home. Let's just go ahead and I'll turn it around for you guys really quick, and we can see here you have got the washer and dryer. Okay, that's going to be included already. And as I mentioned, the blinds are going to be included throughout the home. You can see that the entire home is done. The flooring is completely done in the home. Really, again, there's nothing left to do in the home. And because of that, you are going to get those special incentives. Again, those incentives that the builders don't necessarily advertise, which can end up being a huge leverage point for you as a buyer if you are looking to get into a new home. So you can see how, I mean, basically everything's already upgraded and done, right? The granite's already done, cabinets are done. You can see that the flooring is completely done, and it's all laminate flooring. In this case, even the backyards, you know, you can see here that the backyards are completely done. So really, almost pretty much turnkey. The only thing that you don't get is the furniture. All right, so, all right. So that is a spec home. I think we're pretty clear on what a spec home is. All right, let's go ahead and go back outside, and we're gonna go ahead and start walking around a little bit because we are now going to talk about what a build-to-order home is. Now, on a build-to-order home, that's where you're gonna go ahead and select a lot, right? And in this case, let me get out of the way of this guy. In this case, when that home is being built, it could take 6 months, it could take 10 months. In some cases, it might even take up to a year. This is where the purchase is gonna be super emotional for you as a buyer, right? Because you're building the home from the ground up and you're gonna be selecting your options from the ground up. Now, the downside to that is that it is typically going to be more expensive to do that. And sometimes it can be substantially more expensive to do that. So again, longer time frames, you wanna budget a little bit more for those nicer options. So that is going to be what a build-to-order home is. Right now in Temecula and Winchester, the specs are where all the leverage is at, because I mean, honestly, that's where all your deals are. So if you're looking to get a deal, you definitely want to get into a spec home, or you want to be out there looking for spec home builders. So now let's go ahead and just break down the numbers on this and why spec homes can be such a great deal. I'm going to go ahead and walk into this particular model home here, which is a spec home. Spec homes are great deals because let's say the builder puts in roughly 25 to 30 grand in upgrades into the home, right? And then they put solar onto the home. So that's gonna be roughly another, let's say 20 grand. So now you're about 45 grand. And if you're coming into a spec home, they're also gonna put refrigerator, washer, and dryer. Figure that's about another 5 grand, right? So in the case, when you're coming in and purchasing a spec home, limited time, you'll need to close on that home 30 to 45 days, maybe sooner than that, so kind of that's a caveat. But they're gonna give you all of that basically, right? So that $45,000 is gonna be a savings to you because you wouldn't normally get that on a built-to-order home. So once again, all of the leverage is right here with your spec homes. So who is the spec home for and who is the build-to-order home for? The spec home is gonna be for someone who's looking for a deal, someone who's gonna be looking for a quick move, something to move into rather quickly, 30, maybe 45 days. And the build-to-order home is gonna be somebody who maybe isn't so concerned about the price, right? You are really looking for your dream home. You are willing to wait 6, 10, maybe even 12 months, and you really don't mind paying for the options that you really want. So those are basically the differences between the two types of homes and the two types of buyers that those homes would be for. One thing to keep in mind is that most buyers actually choose emotionally rather than strategically. So make sure that you're choosing strategically rather than emotionally. It can save you a lot of money down the line. So if you guys found this content to be interesting, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment down below so I can continue to bring you this type of content. I love doing it, guys. I love educating people about the new home process. And you can also contact me with the information that I have up on the screen if you're looking for a real estate agent to represent you in the new home sales process. Once again, my name is Derek Cruz, and I'll see you on the next video.